Our top focus on World DNA this morning, Pakistan. Nearly 12 hours after Pakistan's polls closed, the country's election body has begun announcing the preliminary official National Assembly results. But as the election results start to come in, today I will just give you a recap of what all happened on the D-Day. The elections that were marred by violence and armed groups and a widely criticized suspension of mobile phone services. Like I said, just before the polls were about to start, Pakistan temporarily suspended mobile services across the country and closed some land borders to maintain law and order. But the move was widely criticized by the opposition and rights groups. Pakistan People's Party's Bilawal Bhutto Zardari called for the immediate restoration of the services, while Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf asked people to remove passwords from their personal Wi-Fi accounts. But despite the calls, the Election Commission refused to lift the ban. Pakistan's poll body says the decision on mobile networks was made by law and order agencies. Sporadic attacks were reported in Pakistan on the day of balloting as well. In the attacks, at least 9 people were killed, which includes 2 children as well. Post-voting, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed concern about violence in Pakistan and the suspension of mobile communication services on the day of the election. And as the election results start to come in now, the UN chief has urged all political leaders as well as the people of Pakistan to maintain calm. He urges them to refrain from the use of violence and any actions that could increase tensions. Moreover, as Pakistan awaits the results, the slow counting of votes, it's fanned out a widespread speculation of possible manipulation. According to Pakistan's Chief Election Commissioner, the results were supposed to be announced by 1 a.m. local time. This was on Friday. The poll body spokesperson has warned the provincial commissioners and returning officers to declare results or face strict action. But in the early hours of Friday, preliminary trend shows Imran Khan's Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf in the lead. The number can still change, but PTI says they are in position to win. Moreover, it is preparing to claim foul play if the official count turns against its candidates. Even Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, for that matter, the chairman of the Pakistan People's Party, expressed his surprise at the delayed counting but was more cautious. He said results are incredibly slow coming in. However, initial results are very encouraging. Well, whatever the outcome of Thursday's voting will be, the incoming government in Pakistan will have to confront formidable challenges, including worsening security, a migration crisis, and severe economic challenges that have made life miserable for millions of people in the country. Now, to discuss this further, we have with us Lisa Curtis as well, who is a senior fellow and director of the Indo-Pacific Security Program at the Center for a New American Security. She's also a national security expert. Thank you so much for joining us on World DNA.
Thanks for having me.
Well, let's start by talking about the circumstances in which the polling happened in Pakistan. We know there was a complete suspension of all mobile services in Pakistan. This has further exacerbated concerns of a transparent election. This, as the United States and the UN ahead of the polls had already warned that they were concerned about free and fair elections in Pakistan. So what's your assessment of the circumstances?
That mobile services were shut down. The United States has already expressed its concern over this happening. And we're also hearing about the slow results rolling in, which also people are suspicious about. But, you know, let's face it, there were concerns before the election even happened. I was recently in Pakistan and, you know, there was a sense of malaise that people felt that the elections would be manipulated by the military. They were unhappy about the fact that Imran Khan, the leader of, you know, very popular party, the PTI, was in jail and was not participating in the election. So there were many concerns in the run-up to the election, and I think this mobile service disruption that happened has added further suspicion that indeed the military is manipulating the results. So I think there are many concerns still.
Ms. Curtis, now the road to polling was anything but easy. The blasts on the eve of the elections, attacks and violence in the lead up and the day off. What are the challenges that lie ahead?
Well, there are many challenges for Pakistan that lie ahead. But first, let me say that it's a good thing the elections went forward. Another concern was that they wouldn't happen at all. So I think the fact that they did go forward is in of itself a positive thing. Pakistan needs a civilian government in place. There are so many challenges that this government will face right off the bat. The economic crisis that Pakistan has been facing, the challenges from terrorism, the attacks by the TTP that have been increasing, just a way to stabilize the situation. I think, that's the hope in the United States, that this election can help stabilize a very volatile situation. Pakistan's in a very critical, location there, and, India on one side, Afghanistan on the other. It's a very, volatile region. And I think, we all would like to see more stability in the country. And so the hope is that a civilian government, even if the elections are considered flawed, that having a civilian government in place can at least pull the country out of the crisis that it's been facing.
Now, of course, Ms. Curtis, I also wanted to understand, despite all the concerns that were raised ahead of the polling as well, would you say the results of the election are at this point also a foregone conclusion, considering the way things have panned out over the course of the past 24 hours or so?
Well, I think, we're still waiting for the results to come in. So I can't comment on the results. It's very early. But what I can say is there were concerns before the elections even took place. There was a sense that, the military was going to interfere, that, it was not fair from the get-go because one of the most popular leaders was in jail. So there were concerns before the elections even started. And I think this cutoff of mobile service has only added to those concerns. So, we don't know the results yet. We're still waiting for those to come in. But if there's a sense that there was rigging and the results don't reflect the popular will, then we could face problems. We could see some protests in the streets, and the situation could become very volatile.
Okay, that was national security expert Lisa Curtis joining us right here on World DNA. Ma'am, always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you.
We'd now like to cut across to our Pakistan bureau chief, who's right there in Pakistan. He's been tracking each and every development coming in. Anas, I wanted to understand from you, we of course spoke about this earlier as well. There has been a relevant amount of delay, and these are unusual delays. You had weighed in on it earlier. Are there more delays expected? What time do we expect the final results to be out?
Shivan, for the benefit of our viewers, I'd like to give a sense of understanding of where I am and how things are progressing from where I am. I'm inside the Election Commission of Pakistan. To my right is the media city, and I'll just ask our camera person to assist and take us forward. This is the media city that has been set up, and inside the media city, we'll just walk inside and give you a sense. These media personnel who are waiting inside. This is the media wall. What you see behind me is the media wall that is currently there, and the green indicates from where the results have been completed. The white indicates that from where the results are still awaited. The red indicates from where the elections have been postponed. So essentially from NA3, the independent has won, NA30 the independent has won, NA17 the independent has won, NA55 the PMLN has won, NA58 the PMLN has won, NA59 the PMLN has won, NA121 the independent candidate has won, and NA 123. So essentially, there are 10 results that have been announced, and we're awaiting results for the other 256 constituencies of the National Assembly. If you look at the party position, the Independent and the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz are both neck to neck with 4 seats each, and then comes in the Pakistan People's Party with 2 seats each. Shivan?
There is a lot of white all across that board, Anas, that obviously means or indicates there will be a further delay in the final result.
Well, the results have started to pour in. There was a problem, there was a technical glitch with the election management system, and that is what was reflected on here. That is the screen right behind me. But now, overnight, since about 2 a.m. Pakistan time, the results did start trickling in. So we'd expect the results to be to be there by, let's say, by the evening, or if not, by tonight at tops. Shivan?
All right, thanks, Anas. Of course, we are going to be in touch with you. It's going to be a busy day for you as well. Stay tuned, and of course, we'll be right back when we need to get more updates from you. Thanks, Anas.